Hello there, welcome to another episode of the Allotment Dram. This is the series of short videos that we're making where we sit and talk about different whiskies in the surroundings of our North London allotment. And you join me again on another lovely September afternoon here. There's a hint of autumnal feel in the air, but lovely, quite warm, a little bit breezy. And yeah, it just means I've got a lot of work done here. Also picked a lot, a couple of usual suspects. I've picked some more of the sort of French green beans, some more of the rainbow chard. Also pulled up some horseradish, which I think that's earmarked for a couple of Bloody Marys over the weekend. So very much look forward to that. But of course, I am here to talk about whiskey and the Allotment Dram. And what is it today, I hear you ask? Well, it's a very special whiskey. It's one of the real gems of our personal whiskey collection, and it is the Tomintoul 25. So we were very fortunate that this was gifted to us, and it cost, I think it's about £350 most places if you like the sound of it. But very fortunate. So 43%. It's the top of the core range of Tomintoul. And if you like the sound of it, of course, there's other, sort of younger age expressions or even some no age statements as well. We reviewed a sherry cask one, sort of as an allotment dram, sort of a couple of months ago. So you don't have to spend £350. Start around sort of 35ish, something like that. So, but yeah, a very underrated distillery, right down in the south of Speyside. Nearest village is Ballindalloch, and also at very high altitude, so they quite often get snowed in during the winter, and it's actually quite a modern distillery as well, currently owned by Angus Dundee Distillers, and they are the ones that have really kind of pushed it to become the single malt brand that it is today. So it's certainly over the last 10 years or so, but as I say, quite a modern distillery. A lot of people think that all distilleries are from the 1800s, this and that, but this was actually built in 1965 and started production, and it was one of a small clutch of distilleries that were built in the mid to late 1960s, early 1970s, when whiskey production really, started increasing again. It was the first time that any number of distilleries had been built. Really since the late 1800s, that sort of late Victorian period. A number of reasons for that, of course. Things like the Patterson crash. You've got the First World War and, of course, the Second World War as well. So it wasn't really until the 1960s that the whiskey companies could invest and needed the whiskey. Whiskey was becoming popular again, and they needed the production. But without further ado, let's have a look at it, shall we? Here we are. You can see a lovely sort of golden yellow tint of amber in there as well. Very, very nice. And then just on the nose, just absolutely wonderful aroma just sort of wafts up into your nostrils. It's just this sort of multi-layered. The first thing I get is this, it's like this beeswax polish, like you do with old furniture with a nice sort of old cloth or something. That sort of savoury quality, but then there's so much sort of sweetness and richness in there as well. There's some toffee, caramel, some golden syrup, definitely some dried fruit, coming from quite a heavy influence of sherry cask in here. And so lovely sort of things like sultana, raisin. It's a bit of like bitter, like dried bitter orange peel in there as well. Very, very good. And then just underneath is this sort of earthy, spicy quality, like baking spice, cinnamon particularly I'm getting. But let's have a taste. Let's not hang around anymore. Yeah, just that multi-layered, so complex, so much depth of flavour. That I was talking about. It's really translated well from the nose. It's just there's dried fruits. There's not only these raisins and sultanas and that bitter orange, but there's also some, what I'm getting now is some like dry tropical fruits, you know, almost like a dried pineapple or apricot or mango or something like that, definitely. So I didn't really detect that on the nose, but it's shining through. And yeah, very, very good. And of course, all wrapped up in this sort of toffee, caramel. There's a little bit of that sort of furniture, old furniture sort of feel again. And then finally, there's just this lovely sort of earthy quality. So it's spicy, it's like old wood, there's cinnamon, allspice. It's a pinch of like clove or pepper or something like that in there as well. It's just so multi-dimensional. It's absolutely fantastic. So, you know, really, really good. You know, recently won a master at the Scotch Whisky Masters as well, through the spirits business, and not only that, it actually won the Master of Masters. So all the Scotch whiskies that receive the Master then get re-judged to choose what the best is, and this won it, this Tomintoul 25. So, you know, well worth searching out. You know, even if you see it sitting in a whiskey bar somewhere, you know, order yourself a dram because it's absolutely wonderful. So on that note, I will bid my farewells. So from me and the Tomintoul 25, thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon. Cheers now.